Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. This is wolfhawk 57. Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and talk about my what's going on in the world of video games um, and pretty much just you know pretty much just I would say like what's going on with Nintendo. So this is a Nintendo video, so you guys know. Um, I just got my second Nintendo Switch, and I'll go get it in a second and show it to you guys. So I have two Switches, and the reason why I got a secondary Switch was number one, just in case my original hardware from the launch. Yes, I did get one from the launch. Um, Dies out, like the port on it dies out. You know what I mean by the port, right? The cartridge slot. So if that ever dies out and I can't play a video game on the console, then the console isn't bricked. So the thing is, that's why I got me another Nintendo Switch, and it was like a small upgrade, and yeah, I would say uh, that I'm doing well with when it comes to gaming on the Switch. I still buy games physically on the Switch, and yes, I always update. You know, you know, I always play the latest games on Nintendo Switch. So, but the thing is, I'm mostly just gaming on the Nintendo Switch. Now I have a PS5, but I really don't like gaming on that platform. I really don't. I don't know why I have the PlayStation 5, other than just to use Fandango at home, and that's all I use it for, is like movies. So yeah, there's not that many good quality games on the PlayStation 5. So other than on Nintendo, you get like all these classic games that you know and love, and like just recently I got the SNK um, uh, volume collection for the Nintendo Switch, and that one you have to go through PlayAsia to get, and it's on a cartridge, and the thing is, it comes with 10 games of the Neo Geo collection. So like every cartridge has like 10 games, and the good thing about this is that the original arcade port of the game. So they're the MVS version of the game, and the thing is, you get to go back and play and beat all these games. Like there could be some games out there from Neo Geo that you have never ever beaten, and it's good to always just go back and just want to play those games and just have fun. Um, the recent game that I got was the Capcom Fighting Collection number 2, and the one game that I like on there, and everybody should know that I love and adore Street Fighter, and yes, Street Fighter is actually on that compilation. It's the Street Fighter Upper Edition, and that's from the Natomi ROM set, and the Natomi ROM set. The reason why I say not Naomi but Natomi, it's actually called Natomi, not Naomi. The O is silent in the it's supposed to be not Tomi, and not Naomi. Most people say Naomi, and it's not called Naomi. It's Natomi. And that's the Japanese version of the console in arcades. The Natomi Sega board, and the thing is, from the Natomi platform, you get like 8 wonderful games. Actually, I think it's 10, but you get like 10 wonderful games. You get SNK versus Capcom fighting Millennium Fighting 2000 Pro Edition. You get SNK versus Capcom 2 Millennium Fight 2001. And you also get the EO version with that. You also get, of course, my favorite Street Fighter Alpha 3 and Zero 3. Depending on which version you want to play. I like playing the Japanese version of the game. So yeah. I mean I like it when you could just switch between the two regions, and you get to play that version of the game. And the thing is, if you play the Japanese version, it's not altered from the American version. The American version has a lot of authorizations, and the Japanese version doesn't have any authorizations. It's just what you remember. That was at the arcade. So yeah, they don't do a lot of patches and stuff like that with that version, but they do add characters and stuff like that. So in Street Fighter Alpha 3 and Zero 3, they added the Max characters, which was they added like about, I think, 9 more characters or 10 more characters to the roster of Street Fighter Alpha 3, and it's now a full set of fighters, and it's the biggest collection of fighters yet in a Street Fighter game. I mean, Alpha 3 was like as big as Street Fighter Third Strike, and in fighting, like character wise, you got you got Mika, you got I think her name is Mickey. Yeah, it's probably Mickey or Mikai. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Mikai. You also get Guile. You get Phelan. You get T-Hawk. You get DJ. You get Ingrid. You get all these fighters like literally added to the roster, and they just updated the game. They just, like, there was a big update, and it was only for Street Fighter Alpha 3. Like, literally, that was the only update that they did to the game. It was just Street Fighter Alpha 3. So, yeah, they didn't change any, they didn't go back and fix any of the other fighting games that were in the collection. They just fixed Street Fighter Alpha 3. And the reason why we thank Capcom for this is because, number one, that game needs to be updated. That one needs to be current. And whatever Capcom can do to improve the system of Alpha, then we say yes to it. We don't say no. So we just want to say thank you, Capcom, for fixing that on the Nintendo Switch version and on any other version that you may have worked on. Thank you. And I'm a big Street Fighter Alpha fan. Like literally, you guys don't understand. I love Street Fighter Alpha. Okay, that was my teen years, and when I was growing up on the PlayStation playing Street Fighter Alpha, like I had every freaking version of Street Fighter Alpha 2. Like I had Street Fighter Alpha, which they didn't really do anything much with Street Fighter Alpha. I had the Street Fighter Alpha collection, which was like Street Fighter Alpha plus Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold, and then they had another Street Fighter Alpha 2 on PlayStation, and then another one on PlayStation. Before they got to 3, there was like 4 different versions of Street Fighter Alpha 2. So yeah, like, and it was the most definitive, complete version of Street Fighter Alpha 2. So, I mean, most people like would say Street Fighter Alpha 2 is the definitive version of Street Fighter that they know and love, because the system is just perfect and you didn't have to worry about it. But Capcom added more to the system from Street Fighter Alpha 2 going into Street Fighter Alpha 3. And there's a lot more stuff that you can do in Street Fighter Alpha 3 than you can't do in Street Fighter Alpha 2. But if you have the anniversary edition of Street Fighter, you could go back and play all those that you could go back to play Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 2, and Street Fighter Alpha 3 without any alternizations. So yeah, so that's what's good about owning the cartridge of the Street Fighter Anniversary 30th Anniversary Collection. Now, what they do with Street Fighter going forward is they took the Alpha initiative from 5 and grew upon that and made Street Fighter Street Fighter 6. And people say Street Fighter Alpha 6 is even more easier. And I say bullshit. Street Fighter has never been easy. Never ever. Don't listen to a troll that says Street Fighter is easy, because Street Fighter is not easy. Okay? Street Fighter still has the 6-button layout, and you need to know, like, between button pushes, how to do appropriate combos and stuff like that. It's a combo slash special move type of fighter. So you have to be able to do your ultras or your supers and be able to pull them off every now and then. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'm enjoying. I'm gonna make it a part 2 to this video, but yeah, I would say those are the recent games that I got for the Nintendo Switch, and I did pay attention to the Switch 2 launch, and there's a lot of games in the Switch 2 launch window that I do want, especially Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Yes, I do want that. I literally jumped up and down when I saw them announce this game. I was like, finally, we're gonna get a Zelda game where you get to play as Zelda as the main lead. This is where she turns into a badass. When we're gonna get to see her turn into a badass, and you're gonna see what she's truly capable of. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys in part 2. I'll be right back, and I'm gonna continue talking. All right. See you in a second.